I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The mission of the Campbell County School District, in partnership with students, staff, parents, and community, is to do whatever it takes to ensure our students' success in college, career, and life.
Thank you. Next, we have our stars. Courtney Salda will be presenting those. Do you want us to do the access? Thank you.
Our first Our Star is Ms. Christy Hartzell. Ms. Christy Hartzell has been selected as a 2023 Rising Star in Student Transportation. She was selected by the National Magazine School Transportation News. Her story and photo will be featured in School Transportation News Magazine's October edition. In addition, she will receive a free main conference registration to one of School Transportation News' shows for next year. Congratulations to Ms. Christy Hartzell, who is well deserving of this recognition. Congratulations. We have a couple more All-Stars, Our Stars. They are not here because they are at tryouts for another sport tonight, so I will go ahead and read them so that the audience can hear them, and we'll get them assured. We have Talon Bean. He is a boys varsity golfer coached by Tim Cooper. He was crowned the 2023 NKAC Conference Individual Champion on Monday, September 11th at the Kenton County Golf Course. Talon shot a round of 71 to take first place. Talon also qualified for the KHSAA State Tournament by placing 7th at the 2023 Region 8 Golf Tournament held at A.J. Jolly. He participated in the KHSAA State Tournament first round on September 26th. We'll go ahead and stop. And then we also have a girls varsity golfer, Allie Collins, who was coached by Kara Davis. She qualified for the state tournament by placing 9th place at the Region 8 Golf Tournament on September 19th. It is her second year in a row qualifying for the state tournament. She also qualified due to her stellar play at the Golf State Tournament first round for the Girls Golf State Championship, which was held in Bowling Green the first week of October, which she participated in and finished 80th. Allison will be remembered as one of the most accomplished girls golfers in school history. And those are our stars for tonight.
The next item on our agenda of communications. First is audience comments, and there are no speakers signed up tonight. Next, we have our superintendent comments. Dr. Wilson.
Yeah, I just want to say welcome back from fall break. We have just finished 2 outstanding soccer seasons, 2 outstanding golf seasons. We have some events that are coming up, and I just want to share those so that everyone can look on our website to get involved. We have cross country competing in state at the Kentucky Horse Park at 3 o'clock. Coming up this weekend, we have volleyball regionals this week at Harrison County. the November 2nd through the 2nd through the 5th, Thursday through Sunday, we have the high school drama department presenting the Addams Family, so come out and watch them. We have district football, Golden East coming up Friday, the 3rd, and the 28th, the Band of Pride competition. We'll have a competition at West Claremont, and Wednesday, November 1st, the Band of Pride does have a community performance at 6:30 at the high school. And I am sure I missed something that is going on, but I just want to highlight a few of those events. As you can tell, there's a lot going on. Go to our website for information and come out and support our students.
Thank you. Next, we have our board member comments.
I'll start. I'd just like to mention some former students who were honored, have been by the Athletic Hall of Fame this weekend. Members and conducted, and it was well attended event. And thanks to everybody who helped with that. I would say too that that's the Hall of Fame doesn't have any outside funding, so if anyone who feel like they can help us, we appreciate that.
Any others? So, as Dr. Wilson pointed out, there are a lot of things coming up, and I noticed today that my email was flooded with volleyball, football players starting cheerleading, so a lot of things going on, a lot of opportunities for us to go and cheer on for our student athletes and others. I was going to mention the Athletic Hall of Fame. I was not able to attend, but Mr. Mason beat me to that. And also, right before fall break, we did recognize our All-Stars for the first time for this school year. So congratulations to the teachers and other staff members who were recognized as an All-Star member of our team. Our next item on the agenda is personnel actions, and the board accepts those as submitted. Our written communications and reports, which include the site-based minutes, the Family Resource Center reports, the Homeless Services reports, the People Personnel report, Public Relations report, report of donations, school-related field trip notifications for athletics and transportation, the district non-SBDM staffing, and reinvestment of funds. Yeah, those are all our communications. So if we have any questions or comments about any of those items, now's the time. All right, then we will move on to our action agenda. The first item is the vehicle purchase ADA van.
As the suspender said, we have the approval of an ADA accessible van to increase the district's capacity to transport our students who do require special transportation under the Individual with Disabilities Education Act requirements. This van would be approximately $100,000 paid for out of our special education funds. We do have, as we said, an increased number of students receiving special education services. They do require special transportation to and from school, or they have specific IDEA required programs that they need to be transported to. Our current special needs van does not provide enough room to transport our students with ADA needs, specifically wheelchairs. And this proposal will allow us to meet the increased transportation needs for our students receiving transportation as a related service under the IDEA provision. Again, that purchase price would not exceed $100,000.
Are there any questions or comments concerning the purchase of this van?
When you say van, are you talking like a unlimited special needs bus, or is this actually a van of some kind, or is that to be determined?
It is actually a van that we're able to transport students, so there are specific regulations that go along with that, and it can only be this 7 passenger. Is that correct? Yeah.
Any other questions or comments?
I do. I would recommend approval of the purchase purchase of an ADA accessible van to increase district capacity to transport students who require special transportation as presented.
Heard Dr. Wilson's recommendation. Is there a motion from the board?
Make motion to purchase the ADA van.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
And Ms. Fender is yes. The next item on our agenda is BG number 24-150 for Campbell Ridge Elementary School paving improvements, BG1.
In 2018, we created a 10-year paving plan for our district. This summer, we did reevaluate that plan to assure that the paving needs for the district were remaining current. And upon this reevaluation, it was determined that paving needs of Campbell Ridge Elementary should be adjusted from, we were planning on doing that in 2026, and we need to do that sooner in 2024. The work will include a 1.5-inch overlay, full depth repairs, a 1/2-inch scratch coat at all overlay areas, and a seal coat of the walking path. This, the fiscal impact is expected to be $275,682 paid from the building fund.
Are there any questions or comments concerning the paving project at Campbell Ridge? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't call it down here. I noticed in one of the photos that there was a curve that was like from one. Is that included in this bid? Or
Is the concrete curb included in this? I think that picture is pointing out the problems with the paving, but
Yeah.
you're correct.
Just noticed-
Problems with the curb too.
I just noticed the curve was.
What sort of life are we getting out of our pavements?
Depending on like the level of paving, sometimes we patch, sometimes we fully pave, but usually in 10 years, at that, yeah.
It's a deal on traffic, obviously.
Yeah, it's a really good thing that those places are on a replacement schedule for paving because they're very expensive. And really every summer, we're doing that in the project. So,
One of the things I asked Mr. Hayes about this a few years back, and one of the things that has limited the lifespan of that is the way they're using recycled gravel now. They grind up so the life expectancy, I understand, is not as good as it used to be. But it does seem like we're always doing roofs and paving because we're always doing roofs and paving. We have a lot of them.
later on tonight. What are your thoughts on that?
Any other thoughts or questions?
No thoughts, I would recommend approval of the BG1 or BG 24-150 Campbell Ridge Elementary School paving improvements as presented.
Is there a motion for the board?
I'll move to approve the BG 24-150 at the Campbell Ridge improvement BG1.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Schultz?
Yeah.
Ms. Fender is yes. The next item is BG number 24-147, Campbell County High School auditorium lighting, BG1.
Okay, you have before you a $525,000 building fund request with taking out or applying the 30,000 23-24 fine arts allocation contribution to issue a request for proposal to replace the original auditorium lighting at the high school. The scope of work will include power controls, distribution devices, equipment, demolition, electric control devices, training, system startup, labor, and warranties. But again, that is completely for the lighting.
Are there any questions or comments concerning this?
Is that the original lighting for the building?
That they said.
Sure.
It's been patched or added to a little bit over the years, is that right?
I know the sound system was replaced.
It had some action, some additional things that need to be replaced, so we have a little bit of a hodgepodge, but most of it is original construction.
You know, we tend to call it the new high school, it's been around a while, but it's closing in on 30 years. So.
You don't need to remind us. We'll be graduating from the new high school. I do have a question about the $30,000 fine arts allocation. My understanding, or my recollection when we voted on that is that that was for individual programs to replenish instruments or music or repairs or that sort of thing. While obviously we do need to work on the auditorium, I don't think that's the purpose that we had allocated that money for.
So in response to that, the purpose was to support the fine arts programs. In looking at the auditorium lighting and the auditorium services, many of the programs, and the fact that it came in $275,000 than originally allocated in our meeting that we did look at the $30,000, that is where the recommendation came to apply that $30,000. You saw with the building fund, we do have some other projects. We were able to, when we did look at the schedule with Campbell Ridge and looked at our paving, we were able to pick up the majority of that, but I made the recommendation thinking it was in alignment with that intent to support all of the fine arts programs. So if you'd like to change that, that's what we do here.
I mean, it's kind of up to the entire group, I guess. Well, my understanding is that that wasn't the purpose. I get where you're coming from, that it certainly is applying to all the fine arts.
I think it's smarter. We use it to help everyone.
Well, it's going to be used to help everyone either way. I mean, and I think the board would fund this repair without that. If y'all want to leave it in, we'll certainly support that. I would like to have a further discussion about this, I think. We don't need to bog down this meeting with it. We have a working meeting coming up on Monday. Yes. So if we want to discuss it on Monday, that's fine. I think we need a further discussion of it.
Okay. Any other comments concerning that in particular? Or anything else related to this? I mean, it is staggeringly higher than what we expected the lighting to cost when we were discussing it. But,
What do we have left to do in the auditorium after we do the lighting?
We need to consider the sound and the projector. The projector is going to have to be replaced, the entire presentation screen, along with the, you can add in computers. I'm not going to say that I know exactly what needs to be done because we haven't gotten that far, but we were talking about the entire presentation board with the computer, the setup, and the projection screen that needs to be in a more accessible place. The sound, I know we put $30,000 into the sound about 10 years ago. And if you've been to any of the productions, they struggle sometimes with that. They have to hire out an outside sound specialist in order to make everything work. So I do think we are looking at that as a future need as well. But I do not have a price.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
this is enough for one meeting.
Yeah, unfortunately, the board did not inherit a replacement schedule for some of those things, and our board is working on that in order to doing a great job of supporting the fine arts with additional funding, recognizing that just one school cannot pick up all that.
Yeah, I guess I envisioned that 30,000 as part of the replacement schedule, and it's being diverted over to something else, which is also a good goal. I'm not trying to say that it's not. And maybe it would be better to have a formal replacement schedule for these different programs instead of this. But we can talk about that.
Yeah, I think we talked about that.
That was part of it. Yeah.
replacements.
But I think we did ask to go ahead with the lighting at that time, to get that moving.
Yeah.
We did,
Right, because we recognize.
because that also is absolutely needs to be done.
Well, Dr. Wilson, what is your recommendation?
So my recommendation,
So Dr. Wilson will make a recommendation, but whoever makes the motion can certainly make a motion that differs from her recommendation. And then the board can either second that or not, and then approve it or not. And we can revisit it if we wanted to.
We have a working meeting coming up this morning.
so I would recommend that tonight you approve the BG1 for the BG 24-147 CCHS auditorium lighting as presented. And we will add to the working session a discussion on the $30,000 that for this action would be applied to the building fund.
You've heard Dr. Wilson's recommendation. Do we have a motion from the board?
Well, I'm cool with it, so I'm gonna motion we approve it. I approve the BG 24-150-147 CCHS auditorium lighting BG1.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
And Ms. Fender is yes. Thank you. The next item on our agenda, which just disappeared from my screen, is a server error in application. I've got a paper agenda here, so we'll just revert to that. Is the NKCES Regional Schools Program Pathway.
So we have had a student move to us from another Kentucky school district that is currently enrolled in NKCES Regional Schools Program. This program is called the Pathways Program, and the student and family have moved to Campbell County Schools, and we are requesting the purchase of this slot from the other district for the remainder of the 23-24 school year. The cost for the annual slot for the Pathways Program is $52,500.
Other questions or comments for Dr. Wilson concerning this?
With no other questions, I would recommend approving the purchase of the RSP Pathways Program slot from another Kentucky school district to be paid out of our IDPA funds, our special education funds.
Is there a motion from the board?
I'll move we approve the purchase of the RSP Pathways program slot from Covington.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
And Ms. Fender is yes. Our next item is BG number 23-287, Riley Elementary School re-roof as requested by Mr. Mason. The standard form of agreement between owner and contractor and draw.
So this project is part of the CCS roof replacement schedule. It calls for the roof replacement at Riley Elementary School. It's a standard form agreement between the owner and the contractor for use on school construction projects that are administrated by the District Facilities Branch of the Kentucky Department of Education, where the basis of payment is a stipulated sum. This does replace the current EPDM roofing down to the decking with an installation of a new EPDM system over the new poly-iso tapered insulation. It also includes edge metals and accessories to complete this project. Basically telling you that it is a complete re-roofing. Right? We're not patching this roof. Here on the roof of it.
Well, and this is the approval for the agreement.
Yes. I would recommend we move this project forward with the approval of the standard form of agreement between the owner and contractor and drawings for BG 23-287 Riley Elementary School re-roof as presented.
Is there a motion from the board? Go for it.
I'll make the motion
for the BG 23 287 Raleigh Elementary School re-roof standard form of agreement between owner and contractor and drawings.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Carpenter?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
Ms. Fender is yes. The next item on our agenda is the superintendent designee authorization for lot surplus, BG number 24-143, East Alexandria Pike, and BG 24-144, West 3rd Street.
And so just a reminder, in all of our actions on everything that the board discusses, the board is able to see all of this ahead of time. So while it seems fairly complex and there's lots of fun words in here, they do receive them ahead of time and can have the opportunity to ask any questions. So what we have before us here is, in order to sell, we have property up for sale, and so pursuant to 702 KAR 4090 property disposal, KDE has provided contingent approval to start the disposition process for both of these properties. This will be made by setting a minimum acceptable price, which is at least the fair market value of the property, as determined by an appraisal from a certified general real property appraiser who is commissioned by the school district and obtained in connection with the disposal of the property. The Board of Education shall designate the superintendent or superintendent designee to sign documents associated with the property disposal on their behalf. Following the receipt of an acceptable offer to purchase, the proposed sale agreement will be reviewed and approved by the board's attorney, and the board shall approve the sale conditioned on approval by the Kentucky Department of Education.
So we're moving forward with the sale of two properties that we actually approved at a previous meeting. So this is just the next step in that process to keep it going forward. Have we received the appraisals yet? If I read all the way through, I would have seen that. So thank you. I do remember seeing that now. It's just been over a week and a half since we went to these.
We all went on fall break.
Yes, we did. Are there any questions?
I noticed when I looked at the overhead photo of the property, it includes property lines. It looks like there's the neighboring house, the property line runs right down the middle through the driveway.
You're talking about
In Cold Spring.
Cold Spring. That's just a picture. I think that might be just the
I know.
perception.
Clean GIS is not always super accurate.
I know my daughter just bought a house and they had a similar issue, but I'm just so
I would venture to say it's probably running right along the side of that driveway. But like they said, that the link GIS has got a little bit of margin there.
yeah.
Irregular track, so that's
Look at all of these.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the property was that big. It's something over 3 acres. I always thought it was just a little sliver through there.
Well, actually, we talked about it at one of our meetings. I started looking for it when we were back there. You don't really realize it's a separate property and what is on either side of it.
Yeah, I guess the neighbors have just been home for so long. They just want to keep having wheat things.
Looks like a lot of it's wood.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you.
No other questions or comments, I would recommend approval of the superintendent designee authorization for lot surplus for BG 24-143 East Alexandria Pike and BG 24-144 West 3rd Street as presented.
For Dr. Wilson's recommendation, is there a motion from the board?
I'll move we approve the superintendent designee authorization for lot surplus for BG 24-143 and 24-144.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
And Ms. Finder is yes. Next, we have our consent agenda. That includes the minutes, the addendum bills, the regular bills, treasurer's report, leave of absence request, Head Start full utilization agreement for 2023-24, Campbell County Middle School band private carry-on request, Southern Lane rental agreement for 23-24, hearing speech and deaf center American Sign Language interpretation services agreement, speech language therapy services, Northern Kentucky Services for the Deaf American Sign Language Interpretation Services Agreement, Silver Lake Aquatic Lane Rental Agreement, Special Education Consulting with Adams Law, Permanent Agreement for School and Community Nutrition Participation. A lot of things. Any questions about any of those items? Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted?
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Ms. Finder is yes. Next item on our agenda is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move we adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.